Okay, seriously, but when did fantasy series need a lifelong commitment? Every time I pick up a fantasy book, it's somehow one of 7, and only 3 happen to be released. And honestly, I'm so tired of emotionally investing into these books just to wait 6 business years before I can get some closure. Hi besties, what's up? My name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So literally growing up, my dad used to call me Patience, which is very ironic for the fact that I'm so impatient. I can't wait to save my life. So today I'm reading 3 standalone fantasies to see if they have the same emotional payoff without forcing me into a decade-long commitment. So the books that we will be reading, first off, I have Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. So I know that this is a young adult fantasy. I think the main character draws these images of these monsters, and then these monsters come to life. I think that's what happens, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's what I think happens in this one. Not 100% sure. I like to be surprised. Once again, we are reading another young adult standalone, 7 Deadly Thorns by Amber Hamilton. I have not read too much young adult lately, and I'm a little worried that I may be too old for young adult. So this also may be a test to whether or not I can read young adult. What I vaguely remember is our female main character hides her magic. Somehow, I think the male main character finds out she has magic, and then they have to work together in order to conquer something while trying their hardest not to fall in love, if I remember correctly. And lastly, we have A Stage Set for Villains is a dark fantasy that's for adults. So I'm really excited about this one. From my understanding is that they have a theater where people play parts, and then in order to get powers of some kind, they have to play the part in the theater, I think. It's been a while since I bought these. Can you tell? Can you tell it's been a while? I kind of like going into these books surprised. I think we're gonna start off with A Stage Set for Villains. I've been wanting to read this one for a while now, so I think we're gonna read this one first. Let's get into reading. Oh my gosh, this is almost set exactly like what If We Were Villains set up like, where it's like Act 1, Scene 1. I'm gonna lock in, see how much we can get reading. From my understanding of A Stage Set for Villains is it's trials, it's like bargains, and some other things. We are 115 pages into the book. I want to say we've made a fairly decent dent in this book. Honestly, the past probably like 2 hours, it's held my attention. I don't even know if it's been a full 2 hours, but this book has held my attention. It's made me want to keep reading. Honestly, I love the female main character, Riven. She is so fun. Right now, she is arguing with the lead actor named Jude. Her arguing with Jude, and like she has a tendency of being stabby and everything else along those lines, is actually kind of funny. I'm excited to see what else this book has in store. I'm enjoying it more than I thought that I would. And honestly, I was kind of putting this book off, but for a fantasy, it was like, oh, wow, okay. I'm loving our female main character. What is happening to her as far as like why she's in the trials to begin with is actually kind of fun. I have a theory for what happened in the beginning to where I'm at now, and I don't know if this theory is correct. Hi, hello. So it's the next morning and we're going to jump right back into a stage set for villains. So we made it to page 115. We have 398 pages left for us to go. Let's get right into reading. So we are now about halfway through the book. This book has me gripped. I'm flying through this. I'm determined to know what happens. It says on the thing that she might not be the hero of her story after all. In fact, she may be the villain. And right now, I feel like she's trying to play the part of the hero, and she's going to soon learn that she is indeed a villain after all. I think a theory, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, we're just flying through this book. I had been kind of avoiding it due to the length of the book, but now, once again, just like The Stand, I wish that I have read this sooner. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm super excited to find out what's gonna happen. Like, really excited. So that's kind of all we have right now for an update. I don't know. Oh my gosh, things are getting so good. We just made it to Act 3. Bro, I'm devouring this book. I really, this is such a good book. I'm enjoying every bit of it. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm just so excited. Okay, y'all, this book has had me sucked in. We are that far the way through the book. We only have 113 pages left. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna finish reading it and then we'll talk. Okay, y'all, so this book, 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. It held my attention to the very end. I loved the way it ended. Honestly, just perfection. Honestly, I don't think I could have changed anything about this book. I have nothing bad to say about this book. It was set up so well. Everything about it, so much emotion. Granted, I didn't cry, but I felt so emotionally invested in every single one of these characters. It just made this book experience the absolute best. Highly recommend. As of right now, we're 1 for 1 for emotional payoff of a standalone. How can we get much better than that, bro? Literally, we can't. Like, 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, what else can I say? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No notes. Absolutely no notes. We are now going to be going on to our next book, which is... they're both fairly short. Do I want to read Don't Let the Forest In or 7 Deadly Thorns? I kind of think we're going to read Don't Let the Forest In. I'm excited to read this one. So our next book that we are going to be reading is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. I know very limited about this book. I think it's something about... I don't know. I think it's somebody who like draws things and then they come to life, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, so we're going to get started and see how much we can read today. Okay, so I know it's early, but I kind of have a prediction about something, and it includes one of said main characters. I don't know. I can see how it would be possible that that's what I'm thinking. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You guys know I try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but I don't know. Okay, so far what's happening in Don't Let the Forest In, the monsters have finally been brought to light. I have this theory that is perfect for it, and I think that our main character Andrew is suffering from like a form of trauma, therefore he's forgetting something. And yeah, I'm not too sure. We are on page 130, chapter 14, so we're that far of the way through the book. We're almost halfway. I feel like this is a book that we could easily finish today. So I'm gonna keep reading and I'll let you know any other updates. So we are officially that far of the way through the book. We have 92 pages left of this book to go. I'm really tired and my head hurts, so I think we're gonna be done reading this for the day. And so far, I think it's okay. I think that this book is okay. I think that this book is a really good relationship on people who are learning to find themselves and learning how to become who they are truly. I still think that my theory holds still, but I haven't gotten any confirmation that my theory holds any weight. So I guess that's something I'm gonna have to figure out tomorrow. But anyways, I'm gonna be done for reading for today because my head hurts a lot. So, okay y'all, so it's the next day, obviously. We are going to be picking up Don't Let the Forest In. We are that far of the way through the book. I think we have like less than 100 pages. I think we said we had like 94 pages left. So why don't we get to reading? I was right about my theory. Big brain. Big brain. Okay, so we just finished Don't Let the Forest In. I think I'm going to rate this book I'm debating between like a 3.5 to a 4-star. I'm not completely sure. By the time that I'm editing this video, we're going to officially put our rating here just because I want to think about it. This book had me caught up in the plot. I was so invested in the plot. The romance between our two main male characters was cute. It was almost like a little meet cute. It definitely took you for a ride. I don't think that it had the same emotional payoff that A Stage Set for Villains did. They both ended wonderfully, and it ended with a fraction of hope, which is something that I do indeed like. I like when fantasy series end some way in tragedy, but yet at the same time somehow end with hope. So I'm gonna say whatever rating I end up deciding is right here on screen somewhere. But yeah, so we finished this book. So we are 2 for 3 right now. And next we are on to 7 Deadly Thorns. So let's get started with this one. Okay, so it's time for us to officially start 7 Deadly Thorns. I barely started it the other day, so I'm gonna say that we started it today. Let's get to reading. Okay, so from my understanding of 7 Deadly Thorns so far is that our main character, Viola Sinclair, is what is called I'll put the word on the screen, but essentially it's a witch. And our main male character is Rose, and he is what's called the huntsman, and he actually hunts these witches and supposedly kills them. And he is given a tattoo of a rose with 7 thorns. And basically, he has 7 days in order to kill her. And so with those like 7 thorns, as a day disappears, so does a thorn, and then eventually the rose tattoo kills him in the end. That's just from what happened within like the first 3 chapters or whatever. So now they're researching all kinds of things, trying to figure out like what's going on. Anyway, we're that far the way through the book. I accidentally dropped it and I kind of like stretched the dust jacket, and now it kind of bothers me. Am I liking this? So far, I would say that I am liking it. I wasn't expecting to have found it so gripping so fast. I don't know what else to say other than it's just a fun read that I've found so far. Okay, so we're that far the way through the book. We're almost about halfway, I would say. I'm not really connecting to this story too much. I feel the push and pull between the female main character Viola and the male main character Rose as like they're trying to what seems like not be attracted to one another, but yet you find themselves being attracted to one another. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Okay, so we are now that far of the way through the book. I don't necessarily feel all too connected to our characters. However, I am just a tad interested. We're on the 6th out of the 7th day currently. We have 118 pages left for us to go of this book. Am I getting an emotional payout? With this book, I don't believe so. I think that it's a good story. It definitely interests me. It kind of reminds me of like a retelling of both Beauty and the Beast and Snow White. I'm not too keen on like what's happening right now. I definitely like our male main character. He's pretty cool. As of right now, I'm a little lost. There was a little cryptic message because each day it goes through like one deadly thorn or whatever, and then it's like it explains a little brief synopsis of what's going to happen, and it gave like a very cryptic message, if I'm gonna be honest. And so I'm unsure. That's all I know. Okay, so we are, I want to say that we said we were like 110 odd pages away from finishing. Am I getting the emotional payoff that a series is giving me with this book? No. Am I reading it because I want to know the plot? Yes. Absolutely. So basically we are on, I believe it was the 6th day. Yeah, we're on the 6th day. So we only have 2 days left before the tattoo kills our male main character, and things are going on. Things are definitely going on. So we're gonna finish reading this, and then hopefully I can tell you my thoughts afterwards. All right. So we have officially finished 7 Deadly Thorns. I'm giving this book 4 stars. It didn't necessarily have the emotional payoff, but it definitely had me gripping towards the end. I wanted to know exactly what was going to happen. I had to know. I was flying through probably the last 100 some odd pages. I enjoyed this book so deeply. It probably, out of the 3 that I've read, this is second best to a stage set for villains. With all that being said, so after reading all 3 books, I've come to a conclusion. Fantasy readers might have a patience problem, but honestly, I don't think I'm wrong for feeling the way that I completely do. Some of these books absolutely delivered on the emotional payoff that I was looking for. Others fell a little flat. But what surprised me most was that none of them left me feeling unsatisfied simply because they were standalones. I think somewhere along the way, I somehow convinced myself that bigger meant better. More books, more lore, more world building, more pages. But a story doesn't have to take 7 books and 10 years of my life to make me care about the characters. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna read fantasy series. I love fantasy series. I will, however, continue to willingly ruin my life by becoming emotionally attached to unfinished worlds. That's not changing anytime soon. But this experiment really reminded me that there's something really satisfying about opening up a book, falling in love with the world, and actually getting a complete story by the final page. No waiting for the next release, no cliffhanger, no desperately searching for clues for the author for the next release. Just a beginning, middle, and end. So while my dad called me patience because of the irony, I think this video proved that I've been looking for the wrong solution. Maybe I don't need more patience. Maybe I just need to pick up more standalone fantasy books. And honestly, I'm pretty happy I did. If you have a favorite standalone that I absolutely have to read, please leave it down below in the comments so I can get to it, because apparently I've been sleeping on them for way too long. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy. Do all of the YouTube things you know how to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all of the fun things, and I will see you in a bit. Bye!